Hey everybody, this is the Audiophile Barista, and just yesterday, not even 24 hours ago, I posted a video asking you for help on the Prima Luna, and you guys really came through. So first off, thank you so much for being there and giving me all this valuable input. It is very much appreciated. So where are we at the moment? Well, probably 90-95% of you guys are convinced this is a grounding problem. And I'm sure it is. But then the next question is, where does it originate? So there's a few steps that I can go. First step, of course, it is a problem that is created inside of the Prima Luna itself. Someone said maybe it is a problem in the power supply, but just a half year ago this thing was checked because it hadn't been used for a very long time. A very respectable hi-fi store in the Netherlands did check it, so I'm thinking that is okay. They changed some things because they were in need of replacement. I'm not sure what, but that should be okay. But of course it could be that they overlooked something or something else. So there could be a problem inside of the Prima Luna, which means I need to have it checked. Some people said, well, change some of the tubes, but it is on both channels, so that won't help. For now, well, this tube is still in use over here. I'm going to place that back. But these 4 tubes now are more or less new. The others are not, but I don't think this problem is related to the tubes. So step 1, inside of the amplifier. Step 2, of course, cabling. Lots and lots of cabling, and these connectors could be faulty, so some of you suggested to just try and feel if they are making noises. I have this shorter cable that is now connected to the Audion, and at the first step, when I encountered the noise, I had a very long interconnect from the preamp to the power amp, and when I had the Prima Luna connected to the Ear Yoshino with this short cable, the problem already became much less. So it could be something in the amplifier, it could be something in the cabling. Another one of you guys suggested to have all the switching power supplies turned off and see if that has any influence on that sound. Now over here I have, this is a little experiment that I'm doing at the moment, this balanced isolation power conditioner. All the switching power supplies that are in this system, not too many, they are now behind this isolation conditioner. So it still could be that, but I did not try uncoupling and getting all the switching power supplies out of the system. So that's still something that I need to try. Then one of you guys suggested, well, maybe another piece of equipment is creating ground problems, which is being picked up by the amplifier. He suggested to check out by touching all the casings of all these pieces of equipment when everything is playing. And if you hear a sound difference in the loudspeakers, that might be the culprit. So that is something that I need to try. Someone suggested that maybe RF interference on the loudspeaker cable, picking that up, could be a problem for the power amp, but these are Oyaide speaker cables. These are actually sold as speaker cables, but also you can use this as a power cable, and these are actually, can you see that little bit of the copper over there? These are actually shielded loudspeaker cables. There's not many of those around, but these are shielded loudspeaker cables. So I don't think that is the problem. But cables, of course, can be a problem. Most of the cables, these are also Oyaide power cables, are very well shielded. 1, 2, or 3 shielding possibilities per cable. So that might not be it, but some of you suggested, of course, to have a cable where the ground is disconnected and then see if that problem stays. That's something that I still have to try. I have to make a cable that is without the ground wire. So that's what is going to happen. Then of course I realized that I made all these cables myself, so maybe I should redo all of them and check them. Maybe I made a mistake there somewhere. So I still have a lot of work to do. The last thing is that some of you guys suggested that because I have a dedicated power line, maybe, and I'll take you downstairs to make this point. So maybe, as you can see over here, this is the dedicated power line. The blue cable, the Furatech cable going up there. Up there is the listening room. So maybe there's something wrong just over here somewhere in this system. Now, in order to find out if that is the case, I just need an electrician here. So I'm going to contact the guy that installed this thing. People were talking about common ground, and because the lights, the studio lights that I showed you yesterday, are on another line, so maybe some of these are still giving problems or distortion through to that one. So that could be it. Of course, my personal feeling is that because the house that I live in now is very nice to live in, but throughout the years I found out that the build quality, especially of the electrical system, I'm worried that is where the main problem is. So this needs to be looked at, and not by me, because I would definitely kill myself. So let's go upstairs and finish this short video. And some of you guys thought it was maybe because of the studio lights, but that was me probably not being clear enough. So the noise becomes more apparent when the lights are on, but the noise is there even when I don't use the studio lights. So that's not it also. So because of other things throughout the past 4 or 5 years that has been happening, I'm actually thinking that downstairs the main problem is somewhere deep in the system. So that needs to be checked. I'm going to do that, but I can't do that myself. So I have to organize that. Another thing that I'm going to do, the one thing that I can do, is to disconnect everything, absolutely everything, and start all over by connecting one piece at a time, making the simplest system that I can create, which for me at this moment probably is to have a CD player, preamp, and a power amp. That is the most minimalistic system that I can create. Now, of course, I have this PS Audio regenerator. I'm going to take that one also out of the equation. So just use one of those power bars and have those 3 pieces, preamp, power amp, and CD player, the source. First, connecting it all to the left side or the right side, and then connecting it all to the other side, just to see if I can find out where does this start. So if having this minimalistic system, if it works, if it means that all the noises are gone, then I'm going to add one by one the other pieces of equipment to see when does this start. So that is going to be a completely different video. But for now, for today, thank you so much for all the suggestions that you did. This is where we stand now, and this will be continued, but today is Friday, so I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in the next one.